Hi, everyone, and welcome to Potentials. And welcome today, Ani Osaru. Thank you for coming back and being on Potentials with Leeja.
It's
Appreciate it.
a pleasure to be back, Leeja.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And I'm always ready, share information and commune with the community and get up to date. We have had several good interviews, and I wanted to get back on here and do some, back and forth and get some information out to the people so they can get some new things to look at.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
It's no problem.
So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was thinking about like how
So
everything
much, right?
everything has been happening, like
Yeah.
so many things. So,
Yeah,
we could,
well, let's just start. Well, this is what I want to let people know. In this time right now, the weather is not where it's supposed to be because there is a polar shift slowly happening right now. The South and the North Pole, there's a shift. It's almost like how you look at an hourglass, or not the hourglass, the clock, the hands on the clock, and it's moving in opposite directions of the polarity. So you notice right now in November, especially in the South in America, where I'm at, it's supposed to be cold right now. It's not cold at all. I was just outside. It was like
that's what,
74 degrees. Why?
wow.
I've been on the earth for 33 years. Never
Mm,
experienced anything like this.
yeah.
I've asked my mom, I asked a little bit more elderly people, and they said, "Hey, we've probably seen it one or two times, but it's this is rare. This is very
Yeah.
rare." So with that, this is an implementation on the other half of the side of inflictions of sickness. A lot of people are catching pneumonia. A lot of people are coming down with different aches and different pains because if something is happening from the outside, it's happening quantumly within us. There's a microcosmic effect from the polar shift, not just on Earth with the polarities of the energies in Gaia. There's things happening in the cosmos with the pole star constellation, which is the Great Bear, the seven sister stars, which is the main area that the pole star revolves around. And it comes
Right.
down in the center of our main chakra, starting from the throat, the heart chakra, sacral, and down. But starting from the throat, the Vishuddha chakra, and on down. So, what that does, sometimes the body, when it has certain ailments, it's recognizing a not a disturbance, but a shift in it.
Mm,
The reason why we get these different types of instances where we go through certain sicknesses, like for me, I was down for a week. I couldn't do Patreon, I couldn't do YouTube. I just one day just came over me and I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. I had to text my manager and I said, I'm not coming in. And that's rare
mm,
because I have like the cleanest record in the company I work for. They like, yo, you're like Superman. You probably miss
yeah.
4 days in 3 years. So when it comes to these instances where we have to deal with that, it's important to get our health back right and get back intact with our spirituality. You got this election going on, blue shift, red shift. We went into a red shift. That's in quantum physics as well. Red shift is a part of quantum physics. If you look in the blue shift,
Yes.
red shift, that's a part of it. So when we're
Yes.
going through these certain patterns of shifts, we have to make sure we're intact with what we need to be in the basis of our spirituality and the basis of our health. We were talking before the video came on. I recommend
Hmm.
everyone do a big detox. If you can fast, cool. If you aren't used to fasting, work yourself into doing a fast. If even if it's not food, a fasting can be eliminating a habit that no
Yeah.
longer serves you. There's certain habits we have that doesn't serve us. And you'll notice when you eliminate something in the pattern of life, in your lifestyle that doesn't serve you, you will see instantly a matriculation in things that happen in your life because you move that out the way.
Right.
And that's a part of even in your household when you uh clear clutter out. in your house in a certain area. When you clear that, it's called feng shui, or it's called Vastu in Vedic science. And that's energy propagation. We're trapped in these little box homes. There's like they call it the poison arrows, 90 degrees in each in your one in your computer screen, but also in the areas in your house from your windows to your television to your room. It's like you're in a box. It's trapping
Yes.
energy. It's trapped energy from the previous household. You see what I'm saying? These energy
Yes.
of karma are affecting us. If you haven't properly adjusted that, it comes back not at the forefront, but at the back end, especially if there's a polar shift. The karma will
Mm.
reveal itself to you, and it's a disturbance in your Shakti, your power. So to restore that power, it'll be good to clear out a cluttered space that you've been meaning to do for a while in your household. Clear that out. Also move your
I just
bed.
did that today.
See?
That's so funny that you said that.
Yeah, even if moving your bed to the other side of the room. Never have your bed facing the door.
Hmm.
I mean, not the bed, your feet in the bed.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't have your feet in the bed facing the door. Never do that. Never do that.
Okay.
So if your feet is facing your door in any type of way, it needs to be moved. Things need to be moved around. Also, make sure
Mm.
your head is
Interesting.
facing the south, never the
Okay.
north.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
this track energy. So there's little certain things that reverberates and can affect opportunities that you may have in life, not only opportunities to take control over your health, but to take control over your destiny with opportunities with business. Everything you do as a movement is affecting in a synchronized pattern, is a epistemological space that we exist in. And if we don't innately integrate ourselves properly in the propagation of the waveforms of the epistemological space, it's going to cause a disruption, especially in the middle of a polar shift. Having Trump come into office, a lot of people were very either happy or very sad. These
Yeah.
things are going to happen regardless. Whatever
Yeah.
happens in politics, office, with the elite, in the occult, down in matriculates and levels in your state administration of different policies, these things happen. And you may pick a side, you may be a person in politics to, cahoots to you or whatever you do for you. That's cool. I'm not disparaging that. What I'm saying is with spirituality, that's always going to be there at the forefront for you to work on, whether whatever happens in office, that's going to happen regardless if you're here or not. Your
Yeah.
spirituality, you own that.
Yes.
Mhm.
I agree. Yeah. So when you say the little things like the feng shui and the why is it that you should never sleep with your head to the south? Or you
Okay,
should
let
sleep
me
with your head to the south?
let me break something down. Let me pull it up real quick. So something you can look into or anybody look to is called Vastu Shastu. There's 9 solfeggio frequencies. Every room is prototypically set 90 degrees angles in each corners, 8 sides.
Hmm.
So everything has 90 degrees from your door, the frames, the TV, the mirrors, the windows, the furniture. Anything that has a structural base wants to hold energy. Your body
Mm.
produces 360,000 joules an hour.
Wow.
That's 100 watts
Mm.
in your body. So there's an emittance of that energy that has a reception. A bed by itself can hold and store that energy. Your bed. So cleaning your bed, making sure your bed is changed weekly has a big effect. So
Mm.
every living being in thing has an aura field or a biofield. It's feng shui. These sharp corners are considered bad energy, or cha chi. It is known as the poison arrows. So when the chi meets 2 walls at 90 degrees or less, it weakens energy and it creates a turbulence in the auric field that causes fatigue, causes unrest, causes ailment.
Hmm.
So it's a
Interesting.
ancient practice of us knowing how to arrange different buildings, objects, space to achieve harmony and balance. So when you walk into a room with these walls, these 8 points, the energy gets contained instantly. And homes are absorbing energy of people, persons who live there in that vicinity there right now, and people who live there past tense. So you're not just dealing with your karma. If you haven't properly known the science, the Gnostic science of cleansing a home, literally, you still have little increments or little residue of energy left over by other people that's lived in that home, if they ever lived there.
Mm-hmm.
So the Gnostics believe that your entire life is an exorcism of your lower world or self. So when you see an exorcism, prototypically with demonology, when you're trying to get rid of a spirit that's infesting a person, that your entire life is that exorcism. It's not the instant with the demon. The demon is a part of the lower astral worlds, and we have lower astral worlds and higher astral worlds. So
Yes.
you're constantly trying to get that monkey off your back and keep it off your back. And that's by the energy shift. The effervescence is the correct term. So the spirit realm isn't just a collective. Our minds collectively tessellate in different directions. And there's a cross-sectoring of information patterns constantly that installs a mainframe programming of how we're looking at the world. So when I was saying with the Vastu, there's 4 areas. Let me bring this up so you can know the directions of how energy can affect you. And it's simple. You can just download the app. It's probably on your phone. You can look at your compass and see where are you in your house right now.
Yeah.
Just
I
pull it up
have,
on your
I
phone.
actually have a physical compass that I can look at. Yes.
Excellent. So let me look up these directions. So the north direction is associated with wealth, abundance, prosperity. The north facing home is believed to receive lots of sunlight, positive
Okay.
energy.
Mine is north facing. Yeah.
Yeah. I said north
My,
is bad earlier. I'm sorry. In occultism, the north is bad.
uh,
North is bad. In
mine
occultism,
is actually facing north. Yeah.
facing north. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
considered uh lots of positive energy.
That's
Northeast
good.
is considered sacred, auspicious, and it promotes wisdom and good health. Southwest is considered auspicious for harnessing earth elements, energies. The southwest is the best direction for a master bedroom. It can bring
Mm,
good health and prosperity. The
okay.
northwest, good for attraction, good for a
Ah,
child bedroom. So face the
okay.
head of your bed, northwest for your children. The main entrance should face northeast or northeast to allow positive energy to enter. Should be well lit and free of obstacles. Good lighting. And your living room is
Mm,
good to face the couches towards the north. The living room should be placed in the northwest corner. In south-facing homes, the living room should be placed in the southeast side. The kitchen
okay.
of the house is considered the heart of the home that represents the prosperity. And the main
Okay.
thing we have to think about, keeping your home clutter-free, ensuring proper ventilation and lighting, balancing
Mm,
the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space, arranging furniture to allow free movement, and choosing colors for different rooms based on their associated emotions and functions.
mm,
Very important. So Vastu is an energy alignment based on directions. The universe is continuously giving out energy bursts, and these energy bursts contains abundance for money, love, and other things. So let's look at the negative side. Oh, it's taking a second to pull up. Each direction is associated with specific elements and energies. Core room placement of a room would be the east can lead to disturbed sleep and anxiety. Similarly, a kitchen in the southwest can create disharmony and health issues.
Hmm.
The main entrance is considered the mouth of the house, where the energy enters. An entrance that faces the wrong direction or is blocked can prevent positive energy from flowing in, leading to financial problems and health concerns. Each direction corresponds with a different element. There's a direction for earth, there's a direction for water, fire, air, and space. Each imbalance, such as too much water in your north or excessive fire in the south, can create disharmony and stress. Colors and materials play crucial roles. As I said, colors that are not aligned with the purpose of the room can lead to emotional disturbances. For instance, dark colors in bedrooms can create a heavy atmosphere.
Hmm.
Architectural flaws, structural issues such as beams or pillars in inappropriate locations can create pressure and lead to stress in the inhabitants. For example, a beam over a bed can lead to feelings of oppression.
Hmm.
And neglecting natural light and ventilation, proper ventilation and natural light are vital for the positive energy. Dark and cramped spaces can feel oppressive to negative emotions. So, in conclusion, when Vastu Shastra is rooted in tradition, people that follow its principles can enhance the living environment and improve their overall well-being. If you suspect your living space is negatively affected by Vastu, consider consulting with Vastus or Vedic Yotishi experts. And we have one actually, we
Interesting.
have Kalini on my Patreon. She can share information, more information on that.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that. And then you were sharing some information with me earlier before we started recording about what to do if you are having, like, I think there's probably a lot of people right now having these kind of energy issues,
Yeah.
because the energies have been so intense lately. And so I've been having a lot of headaches. I know some other friends of mine that have been having them too, and not even nearby, it isn't even a
Mhm.
territory thing. It's more of like just a global thing, because I have a
Yeah.
friend in England who's going through the same thing, having headaches. So so first of all, I don't know what's going on, but something is, I think. And second of all, what do you do to combat that? What can you do to help that?
Okay, so the first thing we have to understand is properly um detoxing. We don't
Mm,
detox correctly. It is removed from Western science. It's removed a lot from
yes.
Eastern science that you're supposed to detox literally
Hmm.
every day, every week, every month, detoxing. And I know, with the up pace type of world that we live in, I can understand if people don't properly do it. But if you're feeling unaligned and you're getting ailments such as headaches, if you're feeling pressure spiritually from some area, maybe it could be a trauma that resurfaced. It means you have to detox because parasites, they're not just physical, but it can affect you physically and spiritually if you don't properly cleanse the body. The body is called the agalma. The agalma is called the shrine. You have to clean that shrine every week if you understand a traditional sense of spirituality. Like when you go into these spiritual shops, what I notice, the one that I go to, Sphinx Paul, he has to spray every day this elixir that he makes out of different natural herbs. And he cleanses all of the things. He has a sarcophagus. He has the Egyptian sarcophagus in there. He has all these different objects. He goes around every day and he sprays it down. Same thing with your body. He's detoxing
Yeah.
it. So they offer at the Sphinx Paw this universal elixir. Matter of fact, let me pull up the name so you guys can
I'll
get it. Mhm.
yeah, I'll put it in the description too.
Excellent. So you just go to sphinxpaw.com. It's called the Universal Mind at Sphinx Paw, or it's called the Essence of Vitality. The Universal Mind is a smaller bottle. You get it for $30. Essence of Vitality is $45. And when you take these, you take like a half a cup the first week. I told Leeja is good if you can um get fresh watermelon juice. Get fresh
Yes.
watermelon juice to take it with because your taste buds is so used to sugar that we
Mm,
don't when
mm,
we taste certain herbal elixirs, it tastes disgusting to us because there's a addiction to the
yes.
sugar. It's addiction
Hmm.
to it. So if you take it by itself, you are a gangster. So pat yourself on the head. I've done it. I've done it.
I might do it. I might try doing it without the watermelon juice.
Oh,
I might.
I want you I want you to call me when you do it.
Oh, I
Get
will.
on
I'll
it.
show you what. I'll have a look on my face and you'll know I took it.
I've had somebody call me. Well, they didn't call me. They sent me a video and they was like,
Yes.
I did it.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, go sit down somewhere. So
That'll
yeah,
that'll be me.
yeah. And hey, kudos. If you can do it, you're exceptional. If you can do it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna
So
try it.
um what it does, you're gonna instantly feel the parasites running out of your blood. When I took it, I felt the parasites running. It's I can't get explanative in it, but it is a very effective detox.
Yeah.
And people come from all over the world to come get this detox from this shop. And we have different
Wow.
people that make it and send it in. And basically, you take a half a cup at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week, you take another one, and you repeat it like every 2 weeks. It's very powerful, so you don't need to take it too often. So it's going to do its
Yeah.
job. It's going to get to the bottom, and let me tell you, you're gonna have to go a couple of
Do
times, but
you do you need to drink a lot of water when you take this
absolutely.
as
Matter
a
of
result?
fact, it's
Yeah.
prescribed no sugar, no
Mm,
meat for a
okay.
week, for weeks, actually. No
Oh,
sugar,
okay.
no meat.
Wow.
No sugar, no meat. If you want it to work 100%, come here, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to make it work 100%, got a little one right here. It's
Aw. Hi.
yeah, yeah. It's very effective if you try to be as holistic as possible to eliminate the meat and the sugar because as soon as you take the
Hmm.
meat and the sugar, it's like almost you're putting a kink in the system,
Yeah.
and you don't want
It
you
won't
want
be
it
as
to.
effective. Yeah.
It's going to be effective, but it won't be at the 100% of what it needs to be, and especially if you
Right.
eat a lot of it.
Right.
You know, if you eat like a turkey sandwich a week, okay, all right. But if you
No, I'm
eat,
not a big meat eater. I'm not a, the sugar is going to be the harder part, I think, is that's going to
yeah,
be more of a challenge.
well, just
But
substitute it. Yeah,
I think I could do it. Yeah.
you can
I'll
substitute
give it
it.
a shot.
If you need sweetness, just do natural honey.
Yeah.
Natural honey is
Yep.
good. Just do natural
I love
honey.
honey. Yeah.
Yeah, get the
Yeah.
natural one is a little bit more expensive, and that'll be fine. But don't
Hmm.
overindulge with it while you're on it. Don't
Hmm.
overindulge because it needs to go through a process, and you're going to feel your body change, and you're going to feel your spirit shift when you take this
Yeah.
thing. It's going to
Can
definitely
I
get you.
eat fruit? Can I eat sweet
Yes,
fruit?
yes, you can eat. Yes, yes, that's
Okay.
fine.
Because I like fruit. So, okay.
Yes,
And
you get
watermelon
sweet.
juice, as you said, the watermelon
Yes.
juice is fine.
Anything natural, that's fine. That's
Hmm.
not going to be too bad. But if it's, the glucose from the whole manufactured type. No,
Right.
no,
Right.
don't take none of that, and don't eat none of the
Okay.
manufactured meat or none of that either.
And what is in the elixir? What can you say any of the ingredients that are in it or just
Sure, let's go to
curious?
the ingredients. Let's see if they have it listed. Okay, I don't think they have. Okay, they have results following. No, they don't have it on here. At the shop, they have it listed. They have it all
Okay,
listed
well, yeah, when you
at the
go to
shop.
the
It's a
the
lot of
site, you could
herbs.
probably look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of herbs, but they say also for maximum results following the dietary supplement, you should eat brown rice, beans, lentils, vegetables, green leaves, less sugar
Mm,
and foodstuffs, and you have to refrigerate the bottle.
okay.
That'll be bad. Look at him.
Good to know. He's like looking at it's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so that's good. And then you were telling me about elderberry as well, right?
Right. Okay, hold on. I have the components here.
Oh, you found them.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's ginkgo, milk
Ooh.
thistle,
Mhm.
saw palmetto,
Mm,
damiana, guto
okay.
cola, neem leaves, and alfalfa beetroot.
Wow. That is good. Yeah, that's all really
Mhm.
good stuff.
And as
Yeah, I
far as
know
mhm.
I know what neem is like because neem is something that is good for your teeth and your mouth. I use it. I use a toothpaste that has neem in it. It's very, very good. For like detoxing your mouth.
Yeah,
So
I
that,
use neem too, the new neem toothpaste. Yeah, I've used that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. So yeah, I could see how that would be very effective. And
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I'm looking forward
use
to trying that.
yeah, everything there. We get it natural from there. And if you want a good book to read, you can get How to Eat to Live. Is a
Mm,
good book. If you guys want to follow up afterward, you can buy the book How to Eat to Live. It's a great book to learn how to eat right.
that sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah. So in elderberry, a lot of people getting
Yes.
congested. There's been a pneumonia breakout with a lot of people getting stuffed up right now with a lot of things. Take the elderberry. They have elderberry on the
Okay.
website as well. You can order. And
Right.
the pure liquid elderberry, I take like a teaspoon in the morning and a teaspoon before I go to bed. It got me out of my whole little thing in like 2 days, cleared it all up.
Wow.
And it is also
That's
good
awesome.
anxiety, headaches, all of that. Elderberry is very, very powerful and resourceful as a health benefit.
I did not know that about headaches. So that's
Mm-hmm.
very helpful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, headaches as well. So if we get back to understanding in our body, recognizing the nature, there's elementals in nature. There's a very synchronistic spirituality with why our ancestors understood the fairies, literally in the roots that we take, because fairies is nothing but quantum components outside of the physical that has a amalgamation of our spiritual bodies when we take things. It's not just a little, you know, winged being sitting on our shoulder. These are little they call it scintillas. It's almost like spiritual photons that
Mm,
can um ignite the spiritual properties within us and give life, give a burst of essence within us. These things are in the roots, in the herbs, and our ancestors mapped each and every type. There's water fairies, there's herbal, there's earth, there's all types of things that they don't want us to understand. And these people that make billions of dollars, that's all they read up on is
wow.
these things, and we think it's just fairy tales.
No,
Fairy,
I don't
fairy
think they're fairy
tales.
tales at all.
Everybody loves.
I totally believe in that, and, I didn't realize it was there in the root, but that makes sense.
Close that door. Yes, it is in the roots. And they even said what some of the most mystical places to get clear cognizance in your meditation is
Mhm.
being in a natural area or region like a forest or something like that.
Yes.
Also soaking your or setting your feet in the riverbed. You know,
Mhm.
there's undines at the in the root of the riverbed. Even if you can collect
Mhm.
some of that stuff and bring it back, it's
Yes.
properties that we don't understand that they understood. It can shift the Vastu setting that you're
Mm.
in different environments because it brings those the collective of the energies of the fairies and it invigorates the fluctuation of what the universe is giving birth to through vacuums and portals constantly. You are a living portal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You giving information, sharing things, giving your energy, even to your job. You are
Mhm.
giving your energy to make sure this company runs. They understand that. So
Yeah.
there's properties, even I won't say lesser, but there's things dealing with nature that's not regarded as important is lessened because some people think that the old tradition it isn't effective, but really it's good that they did that. Let me tell you why. They didn't tap into it for a long time. So when you don't tap into it, the energy gets more powerful when you go back and tap into it.
Wow.
It's like
Yeah.
when you leave coffee out too long, it's real strong if it sits out too long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it gets
Wow.
stronger.
That is a good way to look at it. So it's even so when you don't use something for a while, it becomes even more powerful
If
to
it's
some extent.
if it has the capacity in its its lattices of its energy field, there's an
Mhm.
intelligence to energy. In our junk DNA, there's an intelligence that creates the holonomics of what we call reality. So based on the
Yeah.
intelligence of the energy, if you leave it alone for a period of time, it can get stronger.
Mhm.
That's why certain systems of spirituality, people notice or you see people tap into a system, they'll say, wow, it's very effective. That
Yeah.
was very effective. Then the churches say that's Satanism. You tapped into something, you went to that water riverbed, you put your feet
Yeah.
in it. That's Satanism.
Yeah.
You're tapping into wicked magic because they understand. I mean, if you got 8 billion people calling on Jesus at a period, I'm not disparaging religion. I'm just saying, recognizing energy. If you got 8
Yeah.
billion people tapping into one source, I'm not saying that the power is limited or mitigated, but if you have
Mhm.
a source that's of a similar, I'm not saying because some people say anything outside of Jesus is negative. But if I said water is a Christological um, aspect of Christ,
Mhm.
of Jesus, water,
Yeah.
that's wicked. Whoa, you
Yeah.
drink water? You drink water? Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't tap into his energy. So it depends on how you look at perspective. It's funny because it's really
It
it's
it's
silly.
very narrow-minded. It's very
Yeah,
narrow-minded. It's
yeah,
you don't
it's silly.
wanna see it any more any deeper than it is. And
Yeah.
water is consciousness, so, um, it's obvious, you know?
In Isaiah of the Bible, it said God will give you the treasures of darkness. Darkness means things that's no longer looked into, things that have subsided. He said, I will give you the treasures of darkness. This is knowledge. So
Hmm.
when you don't do it, I'm telling you, these people in high positions in the Catholic Church and denominations, I'm not saying they're
Hmm.
going all out, going to the riverbed, but they're utilizing something from it. They're doing
Yeah.
something, and that's why they have so much power and control of the programming. And they tell you, don't do it. Do not do that. But that's how the
Yeah.
adversary, what you want to call it, Satan, you want to call it Iblis, in
Mm.
Islam, whatever you want to call it. That's the adversary. The adversary can come in different forms, people. So they're playing a quasi autonomous role of trapping us into lower energy fields to control us.
Yeah.
So we have to tap into the quasi intelligence of our ancestors' spiritual systems. I'm not saying you need to go out there and do all of these other, other stuff that people talk about. I'm just saying get rooted. When grandma said go out there and get that root, you need to get that root. Grandma said it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and grandma lived a
Yeah.
long time. She knew what she was talking about.
Hmm. I have an aunt that is 98 years old,
Hmm.
believe it or not. And that's what they lived out of the garden. That's what they grew up on, the
Right.
backyard garden. So that's why she's 98 years old and very healthy. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm I propose to live to be 120 or more. That's my goal.
Yeah. You
So
will. You will do
I
it if it
and
says.
I know I can, so I'm not and
Oh,
that
you
this is the
will.
thing, our the ancients that our ancient ancestors were connected to the elements.
Hmm.
They knew and they understood the power of the elements and how to use them and how to make them effective for us, um how to ingest them and how to use the energy of them. So uh I think that it's great that we're getting back into that again, and we're coming back into our knowledge and our powers, and the potential that we have to use all of those things and to help other
Absolutely.
people do it. Yeah.
Listen, the elementals aren't just the five they give us. The elementals are formless. They assume different shapes. The shape of the elementals are given or assumed by any elemental as always subjective in its origin. The elementals are produced by the person who can see it and who, in order to be more sensible of the elemental's presence, they have unconsciously given it a form, or it may be due to a collective impression of many individuals, resulting in the assumption of a definite shape, which is the result of combined impressions. Every thought of man, upon being evolved, passes into an inner world. It becomes an active beauty, an active entity of associating itself within an elemental. That is to say, that one of these semi-intelligent forces of the kingdoms, it can survive and be an active intelligence, a creative creature of our minds begetting for a longer or shorter period, proportionate with the original intensity of the cerebral action which generated it. Thus, a good thought is perpetuated as an active beneficial power of an element. An evil one is a maleficent form of the element. So man is continually peopling his current in space with a world of his own, crowded with offsprings of fancies, of desires, impulses, passions, a current which reacts upon any sensitive or nervous organization, which comes in contact with its proportion to its dynamic intensity, and we involve these shapes consciously, other men throw them off unconsciously. So their elementals are agents of concentrated karmas. The Sanskrit says one of the original understandings of elementals is the Manu, which later becomes mana. The mana is composed of white light, which contains all other rays of light and gives birth to the other forms of light, passing through the prism of differentiation and evolution. Pertaining to esoteric metaphysical teachings, the Manu, the mana, the elemental is the builder of all that develops in a cycle.
Mm.
You see, so that means Manu and mana has been anthropomorphized into what we see as the sylph, the salamander.
Mm.
And of these special cycles or rounds, there is a personified ideal of divine thought called the Pymander in the Hermetic text, but it's a special creature, a creator and fashioner of all that appears during his own respective in the cycle of what we call life, potentialities. So people should look into the Manus. It's in the Emerald tablets as well.
Mm. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm. The
Huh.
progenitors of
Cool.
man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I've read the Emerald Tablets. It's been a while, but I highly recommend everybody to read that, the Emerald Tablets, because it's very deep and
Very
very
deep.
meaningful. Yeah, very
Yeah, we
meaningful.
still have a portion of our Atlantean forms. Listen, if you're a human, look up Manly P. Hall's The Seven Root Races in the Evolution of Human. The final form of human it's not even here yet, people. The final form of
Yeah.
human, I read in a book, like we're supposed to get like two spinal cords.
Mhm.
They've already
Wow.
tracked this. And with artificial intelligence, they can look and see the
Yep.
genetic symbiotes, see the E1B1As, and see where the design is going. They can see this.
Yep.
We're having, and guess what the final form of human is?
But
Non-physical.
yes. Yeah,
We
I
won't
I
be
can see that.
physical. We will integrate back into the universe and become
Yes.
energies.
Yes.
That's what we are.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
final form. We were, so
Yep.
the question is, have you been human longer than have you been a soul?
Mm.
Has the soul been in existence longer than humans been? We can go back to Australopithecus, hominid forms, the pudding bag. I'm using Atlantean root terms from the Emerald tablets, the pudding bag, going back. So there was a time in history where the pudding bag, we didn't even have shoulders or a sternum or anything. We had a pineal gland
Mm.
and some legs. That's it. That's all you could see.
Wow.
It was like a bright little unicorn pineal gland, and
Wow.
everything else couldn't be seen. It was in a misty get Cosmic Memory. I forgot the author. Cosmic Memory. Close my door.
That sounds
Cosmic Memory.
interesting. Cosmic
Mhm.
memory.
So
That
we
sounds interesting. Yeah.
mhm, mhm. So um yeah, the soul has been around, family, longer than we've been human. And like I always say,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're dreaming now,
Absolutely.
how's your dreams been?
Ah, my dreams,
Yeah.
they've been lately, it depends on what's been happening to me during the day, really.
Hmm.
And then at night it sort of reflects that. But then every once in a while I'll get a dream that comes out of nowhere that has nothing to do with my waking life at all.
Okay.
So, yeah, sometimes they're very deep and mystical, and sometimes they're just like, oh, okay, that was something that happened today, and I'm just redreaming it or something. You know what I mean?
Right. These dreams. sometimes are crossing a threshold. Do you believe in multiverse theory?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So every decision we make creates a decision that we didn't make.
Right.
The opposite, or is fractalized, meaning
Right.
in the multiverse, there is another Leeja
Hmm. Oh, yeah.
that's similar, but just makes different decisions. There's another
Right.
Leeja that's nothing like the Leeja I'm talking to.
Right. Right.
Okay. And
Oh,
Simon,
I've had those dreams where it's like another timeline. Like if I had made that,
right,
if I had stayed with that person and then I have the dream that I'm still with them and we're doing things together and I'm like, oh, that's weird, you know. But it was just me
right.
dreaming my other timeline or
This is
seeing
the
it in my dream. Yeah.
highest science is quantum entanglement. That if there's a particle that exists here, it can exist in a multiverse.
Hmm.
And simultaneously, the information from the particles, the information you get from another version of you, has been recepted back by light in you. So when you dream, you could be dreaming about the multiverse form of yourself living in their consciousness, and they could be consciously dreaming about how we live here. That's what
Hmm.
they dream about.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the biggest mystery. This is why they're coming out with movies like Everything All at Once. You see, with the Asian woman, she was going through the multiverse. You had Multiverse Madness a couple years ago. You had
Hmm.
Loki. You had all of these movies that keep multiverse, multiverse. They had, and then the new Spider-Man, multiverse. All the Spider-Man. It was like a million different Spider-Mans fighting to get to the one universe. The point I'm making is that the conscious fields are melding together around this time. And we are the actual Kadosha, the head of the reciprocation of all of the information. It's just up to us to receive it. That's what our ancestors did. They knew about
Hmm.
multiverse theory. They showed you the
Yeah.
tree. They put it as a tree with the branches.
Hmm.
It's, what do they call time travel? Branch timelines.
Hmm. Right. Right.
You
Right.
see, they simplified it. They said the tree is something invisible because trees are the only living thing that meditates all day long.
Yes.
You
And
see?
trees are a fractal because they're, as above, so below, and
Right.
then the ground is the center point, the ground
Right.
plane. So
The
yeah.
ground plane and the roots go deep into the ground and it
Mhm.
receives information, not just from the minerals.
Yes.
There's a cosmic sun they call a core in the middle of our earth
Yep.
that also receives. That's going to hollow earth theory. So
Mhm.
we're compactifying the relationship that we have through these conscious fields, and we're calling it a dream, but it's a reality. Somewhere else in another plane, we have to recognize how that reality can facilitate awareness in our living world. Being aware, because sometimes there is premonition there to show us
Yeah.
things that's occurring or may occur. It's almost like a mathematical equation to a sense, and each dream is a different
Component of that.
consonant. I mean, not a consonant,
Yeah.
a
Component.
different component, yeah, of the equation that fits together for the solution in the future. So
Hmm.
paying attention to your dreams, everyone needs a dream journal.
Hmm.
The colors are important. Remembering the color. It's a beauty to live magically. If you can live magically, oh my God, you don't have to worry about Trump. You don't have to worry
Exactly.
about. politics. You don't have to worry
Yeah.
about World War III, um, Project
Yeah.
2025. You can
Right.
live magically, and the world has to conform to your magical universe that you live within.
Yeah.
So it depends how you choose to live. Live in the matrix. What do they say? Blue pill, red pill.
Yeah.
Choose.
Yeah.
So I hope that
Yeah.
gives some type of understanding. And sometimes you
I
don't need to understand it. It's sometimes you need to think for a little bit. What consider it. I'm sorry.
No, I absolutely thank you for, putting that all together because it beautifully said too. And sometimes you just have to think, you have to feel, you have to intuit, you know. Um it's sort of, it is magical. Life is
Mhm.
magical. And we don't have to get so absorbed in what's going on in the world and worry about things so much. I'm not saying that they're not important or that things aren't important, but
Mhm.
when you're so absorbed in it like that, you miss the magic. You don't see
Right.
the signs that are right in front of you.
Right. You missed the magic. That's beautifully
Yeah.
said. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
So what I do, I help people understand their power. If anyone needs to understand more or a glimpse into how things are affecting you in the timeline at the moment, because timelines are colliding. There's planetary energy coming from what in Vedic science or astrology we call nakshatras, which are the bones of the universe, or constellations that the zodiac revolve around. I offer consultations to do a full reading from your name, life path, cardology, tarot, the day that you were born, and how many days were left in the year, to your
Mm.
Vedic sun, moon, and ascendant sign, which the triplicity of those signs are the most important that you have to understand of how you're supposed to be integrating and not compactifying, but unleashing the dharma, the sattvic, the release of the karma from past lives in this life. And I want to help people with that. That's what I made a mission. I'm Purva Falguni, ascendant, Mercury, Buddha, and Buddha is what Mercury is called in Vedic. But I'm here to give you your magic back. That's literally what it says I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I love to do this. This is what I live
That's awesome.
to help people. I can't wait to help someone. So
Yeah. And you did a great job with I just want to say,
mm,
Ani did my gematria chart and it was
yes,
amazing. He did a great job. It was just so mind-boggling. But
thank
yeah,
you so
it's
much.
wonderful.
Yeah, and a lot of
Yeah.
people say, yeah, hey Ani, I need a second to sift through the information. So what I do, I send it to you so you can
Hmm.
have it. It's not
Yep.
just me talking to you and having a conversation. You have it with you. You can go back anytime and say, why did that probably didn't make sense then? Now it's making sense.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my
Exactly.
charts. I get a chart. I pay to get my charts. And well, now with I have a Yotishi, which is a Vedic master. I don't have to pay as much as I do. She just sends and say, hey, you have a Lagna right now in Venus. You have to make some money. And there's a good opportunity for you to make money. Really? I
Wow.
say, really? I didn't know that. Guess what?
Wow.
A week from that, made the most money that I ever made in a week.
Wow.
You see,
That's amazing.
because I'm giving, I can receive.
Yes.
We're too
That's
busy trying to figure out how to receive than whether how to give. And there's different
yeah.
ways to give. You don't have to just give out money or, help a mean family member that don't really care about you. I'm not saying
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong when you do that. I'm just saying there's different ways to give to the universe to receive.
There's energy that you can give, you know. You can give your energy for sure
Exactly.
in
When they
different
said
ways.
tithing, 10%, meditate. Just meditate 10 minutes. How many times did you just close your eyes and we provide something called the heavenly chords, the harp instrument? Why you think they name their weapon harp?
Hmm.
There's a harp instrument. There's a G scale frequency in the 528 frequency. I mean, there's a G scale note in the 528 frequency that we implemented, we devise, and we send it to you, and you play
Hmm.
it, and it has a metronome in it. The metronome is for your subconscious. The G scale is for the programming to get you out of the rut of the cycle that is of the lower forms of your astral thought. So if you think positively for the 3 minute duration, also color is called quantum chromodynamics, which is color frequency. If you can imagine certain colors, I would start with blue, a azure blue, a blue. Picture it in
That's
your
one of my
mind.
favorite colors.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picture that in your mind. Picture it filling your body. And just imagine, see your body filled with the azure. It will do wonders. It's a emittance that will change something 2 to 3 days down the line. And you didn't even know that it changed because you did that. That's giving
Wow.
10% of tithing to yourself and your soul.
Very nice. I like that very much.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's no problem.
Wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes. So, mhm,
Well, thank you, Ani. I know that you're a busy man. I don't want to, I appreciate you taking the time to come on and share all this really
no
important,
problem.
wonderful information, and all of your insights are just, you know, priceless. So thank you so much.
No, it's no problem. I wanted to come on and do it. I wanted to come
Yes.
on. Couldn't wait to get back on here and have this
Yeah.
conversation. You're still glowing. You're doing beautifully. Continue what you're doing.
Thank you.
You guys can follow me at Ani Osaru on YouTube. Come to Patreon, patreon.com/THE spiritual shade room together. And you can follow me on Instagram or social media, Ani Osaru or the Spiritual Shade Room 1. And I'm very open, guys. You send me a message, I will respond. I may not respond the first day if I don't see it, but I will respond. Or email me if I don't see it. Email me at startribe777 at gmail.com. I will respond through there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for
Well,
coming
thank
back
you.
on, and we'll see you
Appreciate
again
you.
hopefully next time. And
Yes.
and again, everybody, everything that we talked about will be in the description, so check it out. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Peace. Thank you.